Next tonight, it looks like the capital's housing crisis won't be eased anytime soon. The mayor admitted he won't be able to build the target he has set, 65,000 new homes built every year. He says he wants the government's help. Today was the big moment when Sadiq Khan spelled out his big ambitions for the capital. Our political correspondent Simon Harris on the property promises which won't be delivered.
Politicians love building sites. This one is a particular favourite. Today, London's mayor followed in the footsteps of Boris Johnson, David Cameron and Zach Goldsmith on a visit to the new town of Barking Riverside. Sadiq Khan was here to unveil his master plan for London and announce a new target for developers. According to City Hall, the capital needs homes to be built at the rate of 65,000 a year. Can you guarantee that 65,000 new homes at least will be built every year while you're mayor?
No, not unless the government gives the support that we need.
And that is the mayor's dilemma. He can't achieve his ambition without huge sums of government money, and it applies to affordable homes too. During the election campaign, Sadiq Khan's message couldn't have been clearer. If he was mayor, developers would be set an ambitious target for the number of affordable homes which must be built.
With me as your mayor, we'll stand up to big property developers and insist that half of all new homes are genuinely affordable. We'll make sure at least half of homes that are built in London are genuinely affordable. Half of all new homes that are built from now on must be genuinely affordable.
The mayor's plan now refers to the 50% as a strategic target. Instead, developers will be offered planning incentives if they guarantee 35%.
What we're saying to developers, there is a fast-track route to get permission if you provide 35% genuinely affordable homes.
That's a third, not a half.
That's 13% for us, the mayor. And you will know, as a responsible journalist, that in the last year of Boris Johnson's mayoralty, only 13% of homes given permission were affordable.
35% is definitely something which bigger schemes can probably sustain. Not in all cases. There are some concerns, in particular in very difficult regeneration areas. But by and large, the house building industry operating in London is broadly supportive of trying to maximise the amount of affordable housing we can get out of developments.
The mayor's opponents claim he's so far failed to deliver on his promises.
He also said in his manifesto that in every year of his mayoralty he will build more homes. Well, last year he's had 18 months and he's started 20% fewer than his predecessor. He's got bigger words but fewer homes.
18 months ago, Sadiq Khan promised voters fixing London's housing crisis would be his top priority. He describes his London plan as a blueprint for making it happen. Simon Harris, ITV News, Barking Riverside.
Simon has joined me now in the studio. The story about the housing and Sam's story there about obesity. What's your take on the mayor's plan overall? Well,
it's a very big plan, more than 500 pages, covering all aspects of planning and spatial development, from public toilets to parking spaces, airports to graveyards. It has a lot of ambitions. But when it comes to housing, the mayor's come up against the same barrier he has with many of his other ambitions. Remember, housing is his #1 priority, or was in the election. And that is quite simply persuading the government to give him more powers and more money. He wants more money for policing. He wants more money to pay for a diesel scrappage scheme ahead of his ultra-low emission zone. And now he's accepted that his housing targets will be all but impossible to deliver this side of the next election without help from ministers. And at the end of the day, of course, this is about politics. Here we have a Labour mayor trying to persuade a Conservative government to help make him a success.
Indeed. Simon, thank you very much. Thank you.
The mayor has called on the Prime Minister to revoke her invitation to Donald Trump to make a state visit to the United Kingdom. Theresa May has rebuked the president, but the trip is still on, despite the growing backlash against Trump after he retweeted the anti-Islamic tweets of the far-right Londoner Jada Franzen. Our political correspondent Simon Harris is at Westminster. Simon, the government's in a tricky position over this, isn't it?
Geraint, ministers and diplomats usually do their best to paper over any cracks in the special relationship between London and Washington, but no amount of diplomatic niceties can cover up this row, not least because it's being played out on social media. Yesterday, Downing Street said President Trump was wrong to retweet videos posted by Britain First, the far-right organisation. Overnight, the president responded with a fresh tweet aimed at Theresa May, saying, "Don't focus on me, we're doing just fine." Well, today, Sadiq Khan repeated his calls for President Trump's state visit to London to be cancelled. And in the Commons, Labour's Shadow Home Secretary said the president wasn't just offensive to British Muslims.
It is not just offensive to British people of black and minority ethnic heritage. It is offensive to all decent British people. And it is also an attack on the values of this country.
President Donald Trump was wrong to retweet videos posted by the FAR group Britain First. We have said so clearly in this House, and the Prime Minister has said so clearly online. We will continue to speak freely and frankly when it takes place.
The Home Secretary confirmed that the state visit is still on. The invitation stands, although no date has yet been set. We await the latest and next overnight tweets from the White House. Geraint.
We'll see what they say. Simon, thank you very much indeed.